Hello, I'm Jessica. Thank you for joining me for today's workout. As you can see, I have my chair. This will be a completely seated yoga flow. We will be blending together the best parts of strength and flexibility. So a lot of yoga strength for the lower body muscles, as well as stretches to ease tension out of the muscles and increase flexibility within the joints. I have my chair. I also have my yoga strap and my yoga block. If you don't have those, it is okay. You can sub something else in that works, but you will also get through this workout just fine with no equipment other than your chair. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you don't miss our future workouts. And with that said, we'll get right on into it. All right, great. We are all set up. Let's go ahead and get started here. I have my yoga block on the floor. If you do not have one, that is okay. You can use some books, or you can go ahead and just practice the moves without the block at all. No worries, it'll work just the same. I'm gonna put my right heel on the block, and I'm just gonna start with coming down and pointing my toes over the edge of the block and slowly flexing them up to the top. Nice and gentle here with these movements. Don't force the body any further than it wants to go. We're gonna hold each of those stretches just for a few seconds. All the way down, and you don't need to point the toes really hard, but just kind of curve them over that block. Flex them up, hold those toes up here. I like to take my hands so that I can really feel if my knee is moving or not, and I'm gonna turn my right pinky toe out to the edge as far as it wants to go, back into the center, and again, out to the side. Hold that stretch for a second, let those muscles work. Back into the center. This should not be really intense. You should feel the front of the shin muscle working there. Hold it back into the top. 3, taking the big toe over to the left side. Notice if there is movement in your knee. We're working on ankle mobility here, so we really want to make sure that the movement of the foot is coming from the ankle. Go back to the middle. One more here. To the side. And back to the middle. Flat foot here. Roll those toes up to the top. Hold for a second. Release 2 more times there. Awesome job. Go ahead and step the right foot down, and you can switch it out for the left foot. Same thing here. Point those toes all the way down over the block, stretching the front of the ankle. Pause there briefly, and then roll it up. Really peel those toes up towards you. 2 more times through there. The rest of the body should be nice and relaxed. Shoulders are out of the ears. Even though we're not moving big through the middle of the body, we still want those core muscles engaging and pulling in lightly. Beautiful job there. Let's go ahead, take these pinky toes, turn it out to the side. I'm gonna give my knee a nice little squeeze to make sure that it's not moving and that the movement is coming from my foot off of the ankle. Beautiful job there. And let's go ahead and take the big toe over to the right side, making sure that we're not dipping this left knee in. Stop right at the center and over again to the right side. Flat foot here. Peel those toes up, give it a little pause. Lower down to flat foot. Roll it up. Beautiful job. One more, just like that. Here we go. And step both of those feet off, and you're just gonna grab the block right in between from midway of the arch of the foot up to the big toe, so we have a really nice base there. And we're gonna peel this block up using, if you drop, it's okay, or you can just re-grab it. We'll take a few more of these here. If you don't have the block, try to move those feet together. Keep those knees out. We don't want to let them start bending in. One more here. Hold. Breathe and relax. You should definitely feel the front of those foot muscles working. We're going to increase that just a little bit. So if it feels right for you, go ahead and guide those knees out just a touch and squeeze in on the insole of the foot, and you'll feel some of the inner thigh muscles working. You will definitely feel the tibialis muscle there in the front. Lower that block down. Beautiful job. You can go ahead, real technical move there. Slide it underneath the chair. Ankle circles here with the right, taking them one direction, and let's go 3 circles the opposite direction. Same thing here with the left. 3 one way, and then switch it to the other side. Beautiful job there. We're working our way from the bottom up to the top of the legs. Hopefully you felt some good work and stretching in through those ankles. Go ahead here, lift the right knee just a touch. Foot comes off of the floor, and let's extend that leg out. Normally this would be a standing staff pose. We're going to take a seated staff pose here. Engage the core muscles. Release the shoulders out of the ears. 2 more seconds. Last second, release. Drop that one on down. Get a nice secure press of that right foot into the floor. Lift the left leg. Good deep breath in. Exhale, extend it out. Flex those toes up. Breathe here with me. We're going to take a couple of breath cycles holding this for just a few seconds. You will feel these upper thigh muscles working. You're also getting a little bit of hip strength in here as well. Last second there. Gently tuck it back under. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, extend. Stay here for the inhale. And exhale, left foot is pressing into the floor. Inhale. Exhale, lower it on down. Beautiful job. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, extend. Sit on up nice and tall. If you feel like you need to lean back from this leg, continue breathing. You can drop it down just a little bit lower. You can work your way up to holding more height in time. It doesn't have to happen today. That is part of the beauty of yoga. We also have to learn to be patient with ourselves on this exhale. Tuck that leg, drop it on down. Inhale, slide this right leg up, and we'll just gently touch that right foot in somewhere above the ankle, below the knee. Knee is all the way up. Take a nice good deep breath in. Exhale, let it fall to the side. Inhale to the center, body is not turning with it. Exhale. And inhale, go with the own pace of your breath here. You do not need to match my pace. I do encourage you to keep your breathing slow and relaxed, so we're not rushing through this movement and taking in short, shallow breaths. Good, the breath. The inhale draws in nice and slow and releases nice and smooth. It's the same thing with the movement. Bring this leg back in, nice and steady, and then exhale, slow and controlled. Release it down. Inhale. Let's take one more here. Exhale to the side. Inhale, draw that up. Slide that leg back down. And then inhale, go ahead and lift the left. Exhale out to the side. I'm keeping my feet connected, or my left foot connected to my right leg here, but I'm not pushing really hard into this right leg. You want to be aware of that this left leg is lifting and holding itself, and you're taking this away and towards movement without pushing into that right leg. All of the work and movement is responsible to be done with this left leg muscle groups here. You can lower if it's just a bit too high. You find the space that works for you. Focus on that breath. Good, steady exhales. Inhale, slow and steady return. You're doing wonderful, I know. Well, I know I feel my legs working. I really hope that you're finding work in your legs here too. Double check yourself through your posture here. Abs are pulled in, low back and hips feel good. They still feel level. Shoulders are out of the ears. Leg is working. Let's take one more here. Exhale. Inhale, bring it back up. And exhale, lower that on down. Great job there. We're gonna take a wide stance here. How wide depends on your level of flexibility. So you do not need to be forcing yourself into a nice, big, wide pose. What I do suggest is going as wide as you can while keeping the knees over the ankles. So if the feet are really wide but the knees are dipping in, it's not a really comfortable place to be. So if you need to bring it back in, again, it's one of those things. It will build over time. Go ahead here and we're just gonna scoot those hips back, lean that body forward a little bit, draw this right heel up. You might feel a little bit of a hip stretch in there. If you don't, you can reach down for the floor slightly, bring it up, drop the right heel, lift the left. If you do not feel a hip stretch, just reach down slightly for the floor. Those hips have to stay heavy in your chair. So if you are not comfortable reaching forward, if you feel like you're gonna roll out of the chair, just skip that part and work on some more of our ankle and lower leg strength and mobility. Very good here. Few more, there's no rush. You take your time with it. This can be a very nice low back stretch here. You want to make sure that those abs, again, are pulling up and in to support the low back during this movement. We don't want the low back doing the work. Beautiful. Let's take one more each side. If this feels amazing, make a mental note because this could be a good modification for you to come back to later or add in to your regular fitness routine. Bring it on up. Legs are gonna stay wide. I want them as wide as you can get them while having a very solid press of those feet into the floor. So you should feel a really strong connection. We're gonna lift the right leg. It doesn't need to come real high. Take it into the center. Exhale to the side, pushing the left foot into the floor. Watch that left leg, make sure it's not moving. Exhale. Inhale to the center, it stops right when the knee is in front of that hip. Exhale as much as you can get comfortably, feeling a stretch through the top front of that hip there. There is no rush, you're just going with the own pace of the breath here. Good. Try to match the movement to your breath. Exhale, take it out, engage through the core. Inhale, return, slow, steady breaths. Give us the time to find the work within this movement. Let's take one more here. Set that right leg on down. Drop the right arm on over to the thigh. Sweep this left arm on up. Push that left hip down, left foot into the floor as you reach this left arm all the way up and over. And then draw that back up. Same thing here, opposite side. Lift the left leg, good deep breath in. Exhale to the center or inhale. I like to take the inhale here. Exhale out. Inhale to the center. Try to keep those toes up. Try to keep the knee up so that hip is working. And remember to keep pressing that right foot into the floor. Right knee stays over the right ankle. You have a lot going in. Not just your moving leg, but in your static leg as well. Exhale. Inhale here. Torso, the trunk of the body, is not moving with the leg. You should feel those inner thigh muscles working, as well as the outer thigh and some of the glutes here. Wonderful job. Slow and steady, really patient with yourself here. Develop this strength, develop the flexibility and the control. As we get into this one, don't stop paying attention to what is happening to your body. Don't check out. Stay here. Feel what's happening in your body. How does everything feel? The shoulders, the low back, the abs, this right leg, and I'm pretty sure you feel that left leg plenty. Go ahead, take it back out. Set it down. Inhale, roll yourself on up, and then exhale, soften this left forearm down to the leg and sweep that right arm up and over while you guide that right hip down into the chair. And then inhale, bring that on up. Exhale, take those legs together. Inhale, draw the right leg up. Exhale, extend. Inhale here. Exhale, sweep it out just about 45 degrees. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Let's go ahead here. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, extend, toes flex up. Inhale here. Exhale, 45 degrees. Don't turn with it. Inhale. Exhale to lower a few more times through each of those legs there. If you need to shimmy forward just a little bit to get a solid press into the floor, that's okay. The legs also don't have to come as high if you feel like you need to lean away from them. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, extend, flex those toes up. Inhale here. Exhale, 45 degrees. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Very good. Same thing on the left. Inhale. Exhale, seated staff. Inhale here. Exhale to the side. Make sure that you're not turning with the leg. Bring it back in. Exhale, set it down. Beautiful job there. Go ahead, give me toes, tiptoes here on the right side on the floor. We're going to lift, tap out, tap over. So the bottom of the knee taps on top of the left. Lower, lift, tap, and tap. Very good. It's okay if this leg doesn't quite cross over the top of the left leg. If you feel like you're really having to struggle to get there, just give it to the front and it'll get there in time. And you should definitely feel this big set of quad muscles working here. Tap it down, up, see if you can cross. Let's take one more here with whichever variation works for you. All the way over. This time, let that leg land there. Inhale, sit it on up. Nice and tall. Left hand comes over the top of that right leg. On your exhale, nice, easy twist here. And then bring it back to the center. We'll let this right leg just slide back down to the floor, crossed in front of the left ankle. Inhale, sweep this left arm all the way up and kind of bump those hips to the left as we take a nice side bend here to the right, getting down into those obliques and some of that outer hip. Inhale, bring it up, uncross the right, tiptoes here on the left. Inhale, lift, take it out, tap it down, keep this right leg in place, lift it up and over, see if you can cross. You'll feel some of the hamstring in there and return it back down. Just work your way through that. Nice and easy, be patient with it. It is more challenging than you would really give it credit for. There's no need to rush. We have that modification here where you can just simply cross in the front without actually lifting knee on top of knee. If it's uncomfortable for any reason, or if you feel like mobility and flexibility wise, you're just not ready for it, that's okay. Very good. Hang in here with me. You are doing awesome. Yoga is so good at really slowing down, developing a lot of control in our muscles, and it's a different type of strength. It is a very unique form of strength. Very good. Let's take it here. Oh, very good. Leave it over to this side. You can get a little help from those hands if you need to. Inhale, cross that right arm all the way over that left thigh to make sure you're not pulling on the knee. Exhale. Twist here. Abs hold in. Breathing nice and steady. Take it back to the center and let this left leg slide down to the floor, crossing over in front of the right ankle. Inhale, take this right arm all the way up. And then exhale, bump those hips slightly out to the right. Real heavy, especially in that right hip. We are leaning over here to the left. Stay in the chair. Very good. Inhale, sweep it back up. Exhale, drop it down. We haven't worked on our upper body yet, but working on the lower body, we can definitely start tightening and tensing through this upper body. So let's just go ahead here. Release any tension we might have built up. A couple shoulder rolls and circles here. Great job. We're gonna step ourselves out, right foot first, left foot will follow, and you can come to the edge of your chair, but I do recommend keeping an arm on the back of it just to be sure that that chair stays nice and heavy and we don't have too much weight in the front. Left leg goes back out behind us. Lean forward a little bit and press that right leg into the floor. We're not lifting into a lunge, but I still want this right leg taking a little body weight off of the chair. The back knee is gonna dip in. Very nice and easy there, and then press it back. It does not need to come straight back. Forward and back. Only as much as you feel like you need for a stretch through the ankle, through the toes, stretching out the arch of the foot. Also working on a little bit of mobility and strength in the knee joint here. Good. Ease it into one more, and then we're gonna open and rotate the body forward and spin and drop on that back foot, right foot pushing into the floor. You are very supported here on your chair. You should not feel wobbling through the chair. Warrior here, if it's sensitive in the arms, you can take them down to the legs. Even though you are sitting here, you should be very active from your foundation, so feeling some work in those legs. Modifications here, you can bring those legs closer together. You can find a softer bend in those knees. Make this work for you. Make it comfortable, but find that work. Very good. Look out over those right fingertips here in the front. Pressing both of these feet into the floor. Release, soften it down. Step it back into the center. Slide those hips here to the front. Let's go ahead, draw circles here with this right knee. Rotating through that hip. Reverse that here, same thing like we did for the ankles. Just moving within this joint. Step the right leg down. Left leg turns on out. Same thing here. Go ahead, put a little bit of weight to the back of your chair with that left arm. Send this right leg back As far as it feels comfortable, good solid press of that left foot into the floor. It is lifting a little bit of this body weight off of the chair. Good, easy with this right knee. If you have one knee that is a little bit less sensitive than the other, you may notice a big difference in how this feels. Personally, my left knee is usually more sensitive. I have a lot more trouble gaining strength through that side, so I'm noticing that this right side is a good deal easier. That's normal. We'll even them out over time. Make sure that you're not missing the stretch through the foot on the way in, letting the toes curl under. You can back off of it if it's a little bit too intense. Let's take one more here. Hug those abs in, shoulders out of the ears. Spin the torso so shoulders shift on over. Back foot connected to the floor. Left foot connected to the floor as well. Both arms can extend out, or you can leave them here at the waist. Torso is turning, hips are turning forward. So that's where we find the work here. Our torso is facing, belly button facing out to the side. Hips are going towards the left side of the chair. Very good. Encourage this knee to stay over the ankle. Once you have that torso in place, you can shift the gaze back over those front fingertips. Hug those abs in. And then exhale. Bring it back in. Take those hips back to the center of the chair. Very good. Find a little bit of movement here. Check in with those legs. Explore. See how everything feels. Very good. Nice and easy here. Little bit of seated cat-cow working through the spine. Inhale for length and height, and then exhale, tuck for a stretch. Very good. Few more here. Exhale. On this exhale, shoot those hips back to the chair. Big bend in those knees, so I even come up higher to increase this stretch by lifting my heels off of the floor. This would also be a great place to bring that yoga block back out and just simply relax down here for a second. Let that low back stretch out. Side to side sway really gently to start, and if it feels good, you can continue. If it's not right for you, you just hang out right here in the middle. Very good. Hands to the thighs. Slowly roll that up. You can tuck the yoga block back under the chair if you used that. We're going to take this right leg and draw it over the top of the left thigh. You want to be really sure that you are clear of your kneecap so that you're not having the weight of this right leg ease on the knee joint there. All right, sit on up nice and tall. If you feel a stretch here, or if you feel knee pressure building, this is where you want to stay. You don't want to go any further than this today. Like I said, it will build in time if you practice and you have the patience. Just focus on getting nice and tall and lowering gently into this right leg. You're not going to push, you're not going to force. Just the natural weight of the leg is enough. If you're here and you feel like this stretch is good, but it could be a little bit better and the knee feels okay and it's not tucked up real tight to the center of the chest, you're gonna lift to find length, and then slowly you can grab the shin just to stretch forward a little bit here. Flex those toes forward to prevent overstretching so we are active in this right ankle here. Make sure that you did not just clench everything up through the right glutes. So if those sitting muscles feel like they just tightened up on you, we're trying to relax them. So breathe, let those go. and just keep this ankle here. This is a great stretch if you have discomfort in the sciatic area or even in the low back. Amazing sciatic and low back release stretch here. Now, we've got this really tall spine. We're going to include the low back into this. I want you to be really careful. Start really slow. Any red flags, and you just ease out of it. Don't push further past any warning signals. Take a good deep breath in, and then exhale. Let your spine and stomach roll forward slightly towards this right leg. Make sure that you're not leaning too far forward. Everything is still coming down to the center of the chair. And let's go ahead, take a bit of flexion and extension through the ankle. Maybe some circles. Ease it on up. Return that one down to the floor. It should feel like a nice, brand new, fresh hip there. Maybe a little bit tired too. Draw the left leg on up. This side could be completely different than the right side. You want to ease into it. If you need to, if it's too far to bring the leg on top of the other leg, you cross low in the front, or you can add in a little bit of height with the yoga block. It's the same stretch. Don't force yourself into something, because there's always a modification. Inhale, find length. Same rules apply here on this side. If you feel pressure in the knee or tightness in the hip and it's already bordering on discomfort, you don't want to push any further past that. You just stay here. Let that leg slowly relax at its own pace towards the floor. Flex those toes up and just sit nice and tall. Do your best to breathe with this stretch here. Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier that my left knee tends to be more sensitive and it's less tolerant of what I can get away with. So for me, it's just not right today. I can already feel that tension through the bottom of the knee joint. I'm just gonna stay here and enjoy this stretch. If your knee feels good and your hips feel good, find that length, use that shin and just slowly pull yourself forward, keeping active through that left foot. I'll be a good example here today to take a modification when we need one. Even instructors need modifications. Very good. Breathe and relax. Hip stretches can be very fight or flight. We want to tighten and tense up and fight the stretch, or we can just kind of panic and want to get out of it right away. Hip stretches are very intense. We carry a lot of tension there, even if we don't realize that we feel it. So just do your best. Keep your mind calm, keep your body calm. Breathing stays calm and relaxed. The body will follow. Very good. If you would like to include the low back on this, again, start very slowly. Good deep breath in. And then exhale, just kind of tuck the spine back. Ease yourself forward towards chest, towards the shin, towards the thigh area. You can take a last few bit of stretching here for the left ankle. Anything that feels good, we want to encourage, and anything that doesn't feel good, we definitely want to modify. Very good. Slowly roll yourself back on up from there, and we're going to interlace the fingers and just put the hands in between the knees and scoot forward enough in your chair that you can find flat feet. And we're not squeezing really hard because we don't want to hurt our finger or our knuckle joints. We're just going to shimmy the knees side to side, lightly squeezing, just so we feel the connection of the hands in between those knees, stretching those knees out. Very good. Take the hands to the back of your chair. You already scooted the hips forward, so you have a little bit of room there. Come on up to the tiptoes, and we'll just turn the knees one direction. If it feels good, you can twist the body slightly to the right, twist the body slightly to the left as those knees go there. If it's not quite right for you, just windshield wiper those legs. The hips will probably start scooting back on their own. If not, dig into the floor, get it on back. And let's go ahead here. Just find a comfortable place to land for a second. Nice, good, deep breath in. And then exhale. You can close your eyes. Let your body relax to the back of the chair. Take the hands wherever they feel good. Prayer position at the heart. Folded in the laps. You can give yourself a hug. So many great places to be. There's no wrong place to be if you are happy and comfortable. Very good. Slow your breathing. On the next inhale, I would like you to sit up out of your chair and tap into a really strong sense of pride. I am proud of you. You should be proud of yourself that you did something so good for your body today. So inhale, feel all of that proud energy running through the body. Take the hands to the heart. Good, very good. Honor yourself. And then we take a nice, good, deep breath in and bow and honor everyone else that did this amazing workout with us. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was, like I said at the beginning, a perfect blend of strength and stretching for the whole entire low body. We will have more workouts, so make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss those. Until I see you guys again, take good care of yourselves, and as always, thank you for watching.